A slightly different view this morning. Not even a slightly different view, a totally different view. Oh, hey, that looks kind of funny. It's like I'm glowing. Maybe we'll just go with glowing. I mean, in the world of, I guess it'd be an adjective, I don't think glowing is the worst thing you could be called. Who glows? I'd say angels glow. Lightning bugs glow. I like angels. I like lightning bugs. Who doesn't? So maybe glowing's okay. Good morning, Josh. Hey, Josh, thanks for slamming the live. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Sydney Connell. Robert Patrick says Christmas trees glow. They do. Christmas trees, angels, lightning bugs. I mean, anything glow in the dark glows, obviously. And who doesn't like glow in the dark things, especially when you're a kid? Those little neon necklaces they give kids these days at fairs and things glow. Neon glows. Good morning, Sydney. Maybe this new angle that I'm trying, I feel a little askew. And I apologize if this chair is going to bother you at all. A healthy glow, yeah. We'll just try it. I have to turn this way a little bit. I've got the phone rested against the window. There's the air conditioning unit between me and my ledge and my phone and my water and my coffee. Let's have a little more water. I'm not sure I'm awake yet. I am not sure I'm awake yet. Hold on a sec. Oh. Had to get my watch. I forgot what app I was on today. I'm on TikTok. I alternate between TikTok and another social media platform. And on the other social media platform, they have the clock on the app when you're going live. So you can kind of keep an eye on how long you're talking, or if you want to keep talking, or the time. Good morning, Ricky T. And for some reason, TikTok does not have the clock on the app. So when you go live, you're going, hey, how long have I been talking? Kind of makes me feel uncomfortable not knowing how long I've been talking. So I thought I would scamper to my bedstand and grab my watch to keep an eye on the time, because I'm going to be very busy today. I'm on a very tight schedule. Honestly, not really, not for many hours. Not even totally sure I'm awake yet. Not even totally sure I'm awake yet. I woke up at like 4:45. Worked last night till like 11. It's not enough sleep. Feeling tired, feeling worn out. Forgot to say my gratitude as I was laying in bed this morning. I realized it and thought, well, it's a really good habit, but it's okay. Let's forgive yourself. Let's think of things you're grateful for, not while you're laying in bed. I like to think of 5 things I'm grateful for before I get out of bed. And I'm out of bed now. And what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for TikTok for putting me in front of a audience of 10 fine people this morning. I'm grateful for the job I started this week as a waiter at a cool restaurant where I was working till 11 o'clock last night. I'm grateful for the fatigue I feel in my body and my mind. Uh, that despite fatigue generally having a negative connotation, reminds me that I'm working hard and doing the right thing, and can feel proud of the fatigue or for the fatigue. I'm thankful for my slippers that are keeping my feet warm, uh, keeping my feet comfortable as I'm sitting here talking to you. Thankful for my water. It keeps me hydrated. I'm thankful for this air conditioning unit, which during the night I got up and adjusted the temperature from 67 up to 68 because I was cold in my bed, hiding under the covers going brrr, brrr, brrr. It was cold. That was me being cold. And I'll tell you what, I'm thankful for the coffee I'm about to have. So good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Thank you, Ricky T. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is 5:56 a.m. I think August 7th, 8th, 9th. I think it's August 10th. Happy Saturday. This is a show. Brando wants to know if I'm in a hotel. I'm kind of in a hotel. I'm in an extended stay America. I was about to do my intro, but for anybody hopping on and wants to catch up, I live in Naperville, Illinois. I've been working this season, or the last 2.5 months as a waiter at a restaurant in Yellowstone. I'm a twice divorced man with a fair amount of financial responsibilities in this world of rising prices and housing costs. I was struggling as a guy that was starting a new career. I got a long backstory. I got a lot of backstory. To keep a roof over my head, and woo, the air conditioning just kicked on. I'm just going to turn it off. This fan blowing right on me would chill me. Turn off. I push the button. Maybe there it goes. It's off now. But anyway, went to work in Yellowstone National Park and worked as a waiter and worked real hard and worked a lot of hours. And I'm just turned 56 years old this week. Guy that didn't think he could wait tables at this age, and certainly didn't plan on doing it at this age. But sometimes life throws us its own plans, or God throws us his own plan, and it doesn't always match up to the plan we envision for ourselves. And I think taking life as it comes and with a smile is the best strategy. And so I've done that, and I was working hard and out in Yellowstone, but I realized I have 4 beautiful kids. Hello, Phil Mako. And realized I needed to get home for all of them, but most importantly for my 2 little ones, Augie and Eve. So anyway, I rode into Naperville from Yellowstone on a scooter, a Suzuki Bergman 400. Oh, yes, I did, about 8 days ago. And didn't have housing or didn't have a job, and had a little bit of money saved from the previous couple months of work, and checked into an extended stay hotel, extended stay America. And that's where I'm coming at you from. But anyway, it was a long trip. It was a long trip there and back. I rode 513 miles on my last day of riding. I knew I had a destination. I knew where I wanted to get to. I knew my sister's house was awaiting me, and kind of put the pedal to the metal, if you will, and made it there. But anyway, again, this is Coffee with Ken. This is a show I've been doing for quite some time, just over 5 years. And it is a show about me talking, kind of sharing some experiences, sharing little nuggets of gold I find up along the way when I trip and fall and go, hey, I don't want to do that again. What will help me not do that again? And I think of something, and then I share it with you. It works out quite well. I save you the experience of tripping and falling and skinning your knee, but I'm not sure I really do. Sometimes I think you got to learn things by yourself. And hopefully, I don't know, you get something from watching me. Hopefully, there's some value to you. But sometimes I do think you got to learn your own lessons. And people often ask what I would tell myself if the 56-year-old me of today could talk to the, I don't know, 20 or 25 or 18-year-old me of, 30, 40 years ago. And I don't know, no matter what wisdom I shared with me as a younger man, if I would have heard it or listened to it at all. Because again, I think I had to learn my own lessons. Certainly you can gather some wisdom from some other people, but I don't know. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me on this Saturday morning. And for a guy that worked till 11 o'clock last night, is doing his show at a crazy early time. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. My eye almost stayed shut after that sip. Wonder if I could do my show with my eyes closed. That's how good I am at it. I could do this show with my eyes closed. Oh, so good. Again, it's the pumpkin spice. Starbucks. Bought a couple other bags of coffee the other day after work and at a store, another store I used to work at, Target. By the way, for anyone that's going through a divorce, their second, and is doing a career switch at the same time, first of all, I would caution you on that. It's a path fraught with pitfalls. And I fell in some pits along the way. I won't deny it's given me some interesting content to share. But it's also given me a lot of cuts and bruises along the way. And I was a realtor for 17 years and was going through my second very painful divorce. And I didn't think where I was emotionally, spiritually, or career-wise, or in any way I wanted to continue going in real estate, and left it just over a year and a half ago, right before my second divorce got finalized. And we were sitting there talking to the judge, and the judge was going, "Hey, this doesn't look so good." And I go, "I know, it doesn't look so good. I'm embarrassed." She goes, "Well, bad things do happen to good people from time to time." I appreciated her positive attitude about it, but honestly, I don't know if any of you have been divorced, but you put together all your financials and your this and your that, and while I'd had some decent income years, our balance sheet was a mess. It was a total mess. I was doing this little show called Coffee with Ken, but I didn't really have any great plans for retirement or income or child support or all the other things, or legal fees, or life, really. And so I scrambled that week and Went into a super target and said, "Hey, are you hiring?" And they go, "Yeah, go online." Started working there. And let me tell you, it was a good experience. And as I like to say, I dominated the cereal aisle like nobody ever has in super target history. Uh, but it was a challenge and experience. It's kind of led me on my path where I am today. Life is a box of chocolate. Yeah. But anyway, I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm feeling tired. I am feeling tired. I rode in from Yellowstone 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's an amazing last couple weeks, and I think maybe it's catching up to me. It was Saturday morning of 2 weeks ago. I'd had a short day of riding behind me. I'd only ridden about 180 miles on that first day. And I was going through Montana, and I came across probably the thing I will remember most about the 3-month adventure that was my trip to Yellowstone. And it was stopping by the Little Bighorn and seeing the famous spot that was Custer's last stand, and seeing the gravestones and the memorials and the Native American celebrations and the sacred place that it was. And I didn't plan that stop. I did not plan that stop. Nor did I plan the stop I took about 2 miles before I got there, when the frontage road I was on took a sharp right, but I didn't know it took a sharp right. And I went straight instead and came across a gravel potholey area and swerved. And next thing I knew, I was crashing on my motorcycle, my Suzuki, my scooter, and hurting my ankle and my knee, and was fortunate I had a thick leather coat on and riding gloves and a helmet, or I would have hurt myself a lot worse. But my knee still kind of hurts, and my ankle still kind of hurts. Again, just one of those pitfalls in life, and things you learn from, and I think I'm going to be a more safe, certainly more protected rider going forward. A lot of times, and this might not make sense, but when you're going fast, I was riding my scooter through the mountains. And let me tell you, through the mountains, there's a whole lot of trouble that you can run into. And I was thinking, oh, what's this helmet or leather coat really going to do me? And I don't think the protective gear, I mean, yes, you want to wear it at high speeds, but I think probably most issues come at lower speeds. And I was only going maybe 15 miles an hour through this rocky road area when I dumped my bike, and hurt my ankle and knee kind of more than I knew, because it's been 2 weeks. And it still hurts. I'll show you. It's still scraped up. I don't know if you can see. It's still swollen, and there's still scrapes there. But I'm really fortunate I was wearing a leather coat and work gloves and helmet, just because the damage would have been a whole lot worse. Yeah, the scratch on the helmet wasn't a big deal. Although, I'll tell you what, you think it wasn't a big deal because there was just some scrapes on the face mask. But let me tell you, scrapes on a face mask are one thing, but big gravel imprint on your face is another. And but again, my arm would have been torn up. And looking back, I've never really understood the point of riding boots, but I do now, because had I worn riding boots, my ankle would probably be better. I'm sure it would be better. And the cuts would have been less deep and less painful. Maybe it's fractured. Get an x-ray? I I hope it's not fractured. I'm working on it. It's sore. It'll heal. It'll heal. Brando, yes, it's a Suzuki Bergman 400. It's a Suzuki Bergman 400. And it is an amazing bike. It is an amazing bike. I bought it 7 years ago. I bought it used. It had like 9,300 miles on it. I paid like $2,300 for it. And since that time, I now have maybe 25,000 miles on it, 5 of which were put on in the last 3 months. And it's amazing. It's still my primary form of transportation. That's another story right there. But it's right now my primary form of transportation. And it's an amazing bike. And it starts right up. And purrs like a kitten, I'll tell you what, with very little maintenance. It's wonderful. Is the Suzuki Bergman 400 the largest? No. There's also a Suzuki Bergman 650. And despite my scrapes and despite the bumps and bruises I took on my road to and from Yellowstone, and there was some scary moments where the weather got bad and long days of riding out in May through Wyoming where the temperatures were cold, and scary times for sure. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing ride and a cool adventure, and one I am so thankful for I went on because I feel it was life-changing. But that being said, I recently discovered or realized, good morning, Andrea, and hello, Dana, that I think the time for me and financial challenges is coming to a close. I think I've had enough of financial challenges, and I've learned the lessons along the way, and I've learned some struggles, and I've learned some things I'd really kind of like. And believe me, I'm still a minimalist. Most of the things I own fit on a scooter. Everything I took to Yellowstone was on a scooter. I left the rest of my stuff at my ex-wife's home and just packed up what I thought I needed. And it's amazing how little you need really in life. How much stuff that we carry around, the couches, the bed frames, I don't know, all the stuff we carry around, you don't really need. And you accumulate a lot of stuff over a lifetime. And you think, hey, I don't want to throw this out. I might need it again one day. Sharon says she got rid of everything and moved to a small condo. And yes, you don't need stuff. I just think about it. It's ridiculous. Even me as a minimalist right now, I've probably got 4 or 5 different cups in my scooter that are taking up space in my trunk because I might need them sometime. And I have, before I left, I bought a cell phone charger because I was wondering, hey, what happens if I run out of cell phone juice somewhere in the middle of the country away from power? And I bought a fancy cell phone charger, which I still like, by the way. Because it has all these cords that are attached to it, so you don't need any additional cords. But I also bought some solar charging, a solar open-up solar panel to charge your cell phone or charge your charger. And I haven't used that once. And it's been sitting in my scooter, honestly annoying the crap out of me. Every time I open up one of my storage compartments, there it is staring at me, laughing at me. It's still in the box. Sometimes the box has been smashed a little bit, and sometimes it'll fall out of the box. And I go, I think my life will be better when I throw that thing out. Unused. A virgin solar panel. Because again, it's just stuff. Saving for a rainy day, or in this case, a sunny day. It's pretty funny. And, yeah. Well, I feel I've made a friend, as weird as that sounds. We are minimalist. And again, Brando's saying he's a minimalist as well. I'm not like one of those guys that does the show. I'm just a guy that's moved a lot and realized every time I go into my closet and empty out the shirts I haven't worn in a long time, or the socks that are getting worn through that I'm saving for that day when I haven't done laundry in a month and I'm going to need. Or those sweatshirts that you're going to wear the next time with rips in them and stains that you're going to wear the next time you play football with your buddies, even though you haven't played football with your buddies in 20 years. I'm not like officially a minimalist, though, not one of those that... but I've realized that we do carry around a lot of stuff, and stuff we don't need in life, and thoughts we don't need, and feelings we don't need. And I tell you what, worry and fear that does us absolutely nothing. Yeah. And that's probably part of what this show's about, me talking about those feelings. Because I started it 5 years ago when I was consumed with doubt and worry and fear and sadness and loneliness and a million other negative thoughts. Any other negative thoughts you could think of, I was wallowing in. And one day, 5 years ago, and I guess 2 months now, I decided to, I don't know, shoot a video and post it on social media of me just being me and talking to the camera and saying, hey, I'm kind of open and honest, and not everything's perfect with me, but that's okay. I'm not here to have anyone feel sorry for me. I'm just kind of telling the story and making myself feel okay that, not every moment is sunshine and rainbows, and that I will occasionally fall off my scooter and scrape my leg and my knee, and have a relationship that doesn't work out, or have a fight with somebody I love, or have a bill that's hard to pay, or a car that has issues. And that all of it's okay. I think when you strive to have a perfect fairy tale life and a fairy tale relationship, and I talk a lot about the woman of my dreams, how I started my show when I was missing the woman of my dreams, and I think I put so much on her to live up to the fairy tale that I had in my mind of her, that she was bound to not meet my lofty expectations. And I think that happens a lot in life as we go about and we think, we go out for breakfast, we expect to get the first table with the window seat and the gorgeous waitress and the hot food and the perfect timing, and have plenty of cash in your wallet to pay for it. And we expect the world to be perfect and to bend toward our wants, our needs, our expectations. And we get freaked out or I used to get freaked out when things weren't perfect. I've gotten so much better at that. And I'm finding the perfection in life as it is. Speaking of perfect, I like that, Sharon, or the hot waitress and gorgeous food. I'd rarely describe food as gorgeous. I'd really describe food. I'm working in a new restaurant. I'm working at a restaurant called Santo Cielo in Naperville, and I started this week. And again, I talked about it yesterday. I'm proud of where I've come in the last 8 days. Again, 8 days ago, I woke up at my sister's house after a family reunion and didn't have a plan to. I had a vague plan on finding a place to stay, and I didn't have a job or any super hot leads, but I had a vague plan on how I was going to go about acquiring a job. And I rode my scooter the last 70 or 80 miles from Rockford area in western Illinois to Naperville, where I call home and my children live. Checked into this extended stay, said, hey, this feels pretty good. Next morning, I got up and I went out and I walked through Naperville and I walked into various restaurants and asked for the manager and asked if they're hiring for server. And I think most of the hostesses were a little freaked out because I was wearing a white button-down shirt. At the time, I was a 55-year-old guy. And now 56. A lot has happened in the last week. And they probably thought I was looking for a table because I looked like a customer, not a server, whatever that means. But met a nice young woman at a nice, really cool restaurant and got hired the next day, I think. Did my paperwork. Started working on Tuesday and worked on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm still going to work Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to wrap up my training. Yeah. And I'm going to be on the floor, working real tables, hopefully having fun and spreading a little cheer and a little joy to my customers that come through. And I know I'm going to be serving good food because the food we have is incredible. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful, the food that comes out of the kitchen there. It really is. And the setting is beautiful. We're on the top floor of, it's only the 5th floor, but it's the highest building in the area. And it looks over downtown and the sun sets every night. And it's just a really pretty place to be. And yeah, nice restaurant. Oh, I was working last night and one of the waitresses I just met said, hey, my customer at table 204 or whatever follows you on Instagram. And I said, huh? And I went over, and it was a woman I'd never seen before or didn't know, and she seemed excited to see me. It's the guy that holds the coffee mug and drinks coffee. And I gave her a hug and laughed and kind of went on my way. And a couple other customers recognized me. They go, you look very familiar. Are you and your wife realtors? I go, oh. Do you guys have a lot of Naperville's social media pages? And I go, well, yeah, we did. I'm divorced now. But that was me. And then came across another woman I recognized as well. And it was kind of fun. A little bit awkward at first, but kind of fun. Local celebrity. I don't know if I'm a local celebrity. I don't know. I talk every morning on various social media platforms, and my audience keeps growing. I think there's part of that that's neat. Nobody I work with knows I do a coffee show, at least not yet. Maybe nobody will care, and that's perfectly fine with me. Tenley wants to know if my ex-wife is still in real estate. No, she's not. She's primarily staying home with her 5 kids, 2 of which are mine. Yeah, with her 5 children. Did my ex and wife do... Sharon, when you ask if my ex and I did videos, my mind can't help but falling into the gutter and wondering what type of videos you're meaning. But yeah, we certainly did a lot of real estate videos, and I've been doing real estate or videos in some capacity for a long time. I think I don't know. I think I'm comfortable talking to the camera, in front of the camera, and realized the power of video early on, I think, in social media, and realized I was pretty good at telling a story. And yeah, for some reason people want to watch me talk. I don't know. 36 or 26 of you are watching me talk right now. Real estate video. Yeah, we did a lot of real estate videos. We had a series that was kind of fun where we'd go in, we'd ask a home seller. We would reach out to for sale by owners. Can I get some more coffee? Do you guys mind? Hold on. Hang with me. Hang with me. Oh, I'm tired. I am really tired. I'm telling you what, it was my first full shift yesterday. Worked 7 hours and again didn't get out of there till like 11. Woke up before 5. Hold on. Hang with me. Coming back. Don't think I'm going anywhere. Staying in a studio. I don't have very many places to go. I do have a bathtub, by the way, I think. I'm grateful for the bathtub. Oh, do I love baths. Oh, do I love baths. The power of video is real. It certainly is. That didn't stop you from chatting to our decoy. We have... I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Would I ever want to get back into real estate? No, I absolutely wouldn't ever want to get back into real estate. I didn't like the feeling. I wanted to run my own business, so I got into real estate in 2005. I never loved it. I didn't feel I was adding value to the world. I felt I was trying to help people and save them money and do my best, I promise you, but I just didn't feel I was adding any value. I just realized I think a lot of customers, if they know you, they feel they're doing you a favor by using you as a realtor because they have 10 other people they could choose from. And I didn't want anyone feeling they should use me because they're my friend or they're my relative or they owe me a favor or this or that. And I just didn't like it, really. And no, I'd never want to be in real estate again. Don't get me started on it. Don't get me started on it because I'll start talking about the real estate business. And I get a lot of angry realtors going, hey, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. You never sold a house. You suck. They're so mean about it. It's embarrassing for them, honestly. You know, I'm just trying to tell my story. And part of my story, I mean, I did it for 17 years. I have some thoughts on it, and I'll share them. And again, I just didn't feel I was offering any value. And I am 56 years old. And I'm 56 years old, and I want to make a difference. And I realize doing coffee with Ken makes a difference. Heck, even waiting tables makes a difference. Even working at Target, making $15.50 an hour on the way to not being able to afford my car or rent or, pay a small amount of child support because that's all the money there was. And... But even working there, I felt it was making a difference, and there'd be customers coming through my aisles and would be getting a kick out of me and laughing and having fun talking about cereal or having fun talking about coffee, which we sold in the next aisle. And honestly, didn't feel I made a difference being a realtor. Yeah. And I tried hard. I worked hard. I was determined. I was consistent. I just felt there was too many of us. Yeah, there was too many of us. But Thomas Harris says he feels some realtors are crooks. Yeah. Again, I'm not... I think a lot of people think I'm saying realtors are overpaid per se, and I don't think they're overpaid because 95% of them are totally broke and can't pay their bills unless they're married to somebody that has a high-paying career. I just think there's so many that most of them make nothing, and most of them are just scraping by and selling 2 homes a year, and it's more of a hobby than anything. And a very select few, probably the top 5% or so, are doing pretty darn well. And I was probably always in the top 15% maybe, and only was living paycheck to paycheck at that level. Tenley wants to know, do some home inspectors do well financially? Still in the industry, but less stress. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But again, it's probably like a business. You got to network, and you got to work hard, and you spend 2 hours in a home crawling through attics and looking for mold and looking for rodent droppings. So if you're into that sort of thing, and climbing up on ladders and looking at roofs, so if you're a handy person and knows something about construction and is good at marketing yourself and networking, I'm sure you can do pretty well as a home inspector. But again, you're spending your days climbing on roofs and going through basements and looking for mold. And for me, none of that's appealing. None of that's appealing. And I'm sure there's still stress involved because a lot of them are beating the bushes. There's a fair amount of home inspectors. I mean, there's a fair amount of everything. The world's pretty competitive. There's a fair amount of content creators. There's more than a fair amount. There's a ton of them. People ask who my favorite content creators are. I really generally don't watch much content online. There's a couple I follow, but yeah. People say, oh, you should do a podcast. Yeah, maybe I should, but I don't know how to do a podcast. I know how to flip my phone around and push live on a social media platform or two. I know how to drink coffee and tell a story and drink water. And Tenley says this is a podcast. That's kind of what I've always said. That's what I've always said. This is a podcast. I'm not on Spotify or whatever the podcast network is. But I go, I go live every day. I say not every day, but I mean, I haven't missed a live in 4 months, I'd say. And I edit all my lives into reels and TikToks and shorts and post them all over. Some of them get seen by huge audiences. It's really funny. Because apparently if I sit in front of a camera and talk for half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour in the morning while drinking coffee, occasionally some good stuff falls out. And I'll go back, and again, I'm almost 4 weeks behind in my editing. So if you're watching me on another social media platform and you're confused because a short or a reel or a TikTok of mine you saw has me sitting in Yellowstone talking about life as a waiter in Yellowstone and missing my babies and wanting to get back to Naperville, that's because I'm 4 weeks behind in my editing. And I almost feel God set it up this way because the message or the lessons I learned 4 weeks ago helped me today. And me editing a video that I did 4 weeks ago, I might be talking about being tired or talking about missing my kids or talking about gratitude or talking about something. And the me of today needed those words or needs those words and gets encouraged by myself from whatever message I was sharing 4 weeks ago. And, yeah. Tenley says, a concert in a coffee house is a concert, same as at the United Center. It's still a concert. Well, I appreciate that. You're right about that. So let's have a little more coffee to Tenley. And Cetus Benno followed the live creator. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Again, I alternate between TikTok and Instagram most mornings. just because I was doing it on TikTok for 2.5 years, and then I hopped over to Instagram, and I'm having fun on both. And hello, Derek. Felt like there was some cool people over on TikTok that I missed, in a community there that I was kind of neglecting. So here I am, alternating and drinking my coffee. So it's 6:35. The sun is coming up. It looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. Again, I'm riding my scooter, and nothing like the first couple days I was back in Naperville. It was humid and 90 degrees, and I'm wearing my leather coat, my helmet, and my riding gloves, and going, boy, it's pretty warm out here. I'll tell you what, when it's 75 or under 80 degrees and the humidity's down and the sun is shining, it's just beautiful riding a scooter. It's just beautiful riding a scooter. Tenley wants to know if I think the government will close down TikTok. No, I don't think so. I'd be sad if they did. I think that'd be a mistake. I think that would be overreach on the government's part, and censorship, and everything that I think would be wrong. Everything that I think would be wrong. I think TikTok's a cool platform. It's not perfect, but nothing is. And I think it'd be wrong. What will I drive in the winter? Well, stay tuned. We'll find out. We'll find out. Again, I said it a little bit ago. Gone through some financial hard times, but I'm starting to see, more than starting to see, seeing a light at the end of the tunnel as far as that all goes. And starting to get optimistic about my financial future, both near and long term. And I'm a guy that has been broke as a joke, but I've also had a lot of money a few times in my life. And money doesn't buy happiness, but I feel might be fun to try out again for a little while and test drive. And I've seen my financial situation turn around really quickly. And I've never felt more confident in what I was doing, honestly, as a career. As silly as that sounds. Heck, I'm working at a nice restaurant. I'm probably going to make, I don't know, $300 a night every night. You know, that's not all the money in the world, but it's pretty good. And you can expect it. Versus a realtor, I'd have months where I might make 30 grand or something like that, but I might have a month where I make nothing. And it was hard to plan. And knowing I'm going to go in and work hard and hopefully enjoy it, maybe be a little stressed, maybe be a little chaotic, maybe be a little tired at the end of the shift. But no, I'm going to make several $100s is comforting. And while I'm doing that, building up Coffee with Ken, because, I don't know, I've realized I'm pretty good at this and pretty good at talking and pretty good at sharing some experiences and telling some stories in a way that resonates with an audience. And whether there's 33 people watching on a live video in the morning or 1 million people that might see a TikTok I post, I feel good about it, and I feel I'm making a difference, and that's a great feeling. Tenley says, positive attitude, the most valuable tool in my kit or anybody's kit. Yeah, because when I was at Lowe's in various points, it wasn't the lack of money in the bank account which was the biggest threat to me. It was the lack of positive spirit in my mind and in my soul. And because I tell you what, if you got a good attitude, even if you're living in an extended stay and you're working as a waiter at 56, I don't know, the sky's the limit. But if you're living in a penthouse apartment or a mansion and have a beautiful wife and a fleet of cars, if you have a bad attitude, life doesn't look so good. Am I a father or a grandfather Well, I'm 56. I'm old enough to be a grandfather, but I am a father of four beautiful kids. And my oldest is 18, and my youngest is coming up on 2. She's a sweet little thing. And I got a little boy, Augie, who's my little nugget of love. And I got 2 older girls, Erin and Morgie, that are beautiful young women. So. Oh, so what time is it? 6:40. It's Saturday morning. Oh, Alexandra Hope sent a heart me. I appreciate it. I appreciate the heart me you sent me, Alexandra. That's sweet. Good morning, Logical Lemon. I like the good morning. Logical Lemon comes in with a good morning with 2 exclamation marks. I like the exclamation mark as punctuation. When I write, I use a whole lot of exclamation. I also use a whole lot of ellipsis. And yeah, I don't know. I think there's something about people that communicate with exclamations when it's not done in an angry way, when it shows energy or enthusiasm. And I think Logical Lemon probably has a lot of energy and enthusiasm as a human with the exclamations. Good morning, Brian. Alexandra says she uses too many exclamations. I don't think you can use, again, as long as I think it can be used to convey anger or hostility, but I'm rarely angry or hostile. And yeah, that's a great way to think of it. Tenley says the exclamation is old school emoji. It is. It is. And I started a new job this week. And I was communicating via text by the woman that hired me, a real nice young woman who with a lot of energy and a positive spirit. And I realized while we were texting back and forth whatever information I needed to know, that she'd say, like, it's amazing, and put 2 exclamation points. And I almost felt via her words and her punctuation, her energy. And it's a nice feeling. I used to write a lot, and I used to do a blog for life and real estate, and I think that was a stepping stone into Coffee with Ken, or towards Coffee with Ken. And one of my blog posts was something like living life with an exclamation point, or maybe just titled the exclamation point, and how it shows enthusiasm and passion and energy. And yeah. Sunday Sugar followed the live creator. Thank you so much, Sunday Sugar. What does Sunday Sugar do on a Saturday? Teddy Kizzy is asking, how long am I staying at Yellowstone? Hello, Teddy Kizzy. If you're going to hop on my page, you might get a little sass from me. Teddy Kizzy, where have you been? Where have you been? You're just tuning in. I'm not in Yellowstone, Teddy Kizzy. I'm in Naperville. I came back. I arose 8 days ago. My children needed me back home, and I needed my children, and I needed Naperville, and I needed green trees and green grass and smiling faces, and went out to Yellowstone because I needed the experience, and I needed the income, and I needed the low cost of housing that working at a national park provided. But I'd learned all I could. I'd done what I needed to do. I proved to myself, good morning from Asheville, that I could work at a high-end restaurant, and I could hustle my butt, and that I enjoyed waiting tables, and that if I was good at it and enjoyed it, I could do it back here in Naperville at a nice restaurant. And so I strutted, and when I say I strutted, I headed back to Naperville and found a job, and have been working all week, and have been training all week, and feeling moments of panic and stress, and I'm not strong enough, good enough, can't do this, too tired, too old, too whatever negative thoughts one could have coming through your mind, too exhausted on this Saturday morning because I closed last night or worked till 11 at least last night and woke up early to do my show today. But I will tell you what. If I'm working 5 or 6 nights a week as a waiter, making, I don't know, $1,200 to $1,800 a week as a waiter, and still have the energy to go live in the mornings and edit the live, spend a couple hours every day editing the lives into shorts and reels and TikToks, that at this point I do because I love it, but I also see the business potential that is this, and I don't want to say that because I thank you, Alexandra, because I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because it feels good and I enjoy it, and it's a great way to start my day. But I do see the business potential, and I do see it building up momentum, and I do see my audience growing, and I do see the revenue growing, and I'm just starting to see the fruits of the labor, the financial fruits. I'm seeing spiritual fruits and mental benefits to doing this every day. But I'm just starting to scratch the surface in terms of the financial benefits. And if I'm willing or able and have the energy to work 5 nights a week or 4 nights a week or 6 nights a week or whatever they schedule me, and make, I don't know, $300 a night, I'll be able to have a roof over my head, cover my financial responsibilities, continue to grow Coffee with Ken and grow the audience and grow whatever it's destined to turn out to be. Really cool things are on the horizon. Brando asked if I believe in God. Yes, I do. I believe there's a reason, and I believe there's a higher power, and I don't know what he looks like, and I don't know if it matters what he or she or it looks like, but I think having faith has helped me get through some really hard times. And without it, I don't think I could have kept going, because sometimes life seems more than we can bear. But somewhere along the line that is Coffee with Ken, I realized there was a reason for the struggles and the challenges and the obstacles and the issues I faced. And if I kept working and kept being determined and kept fighting through, I was getting stronger and life was getting better. And God wanted me to be stronger and had to teach me a few things about life along the way. So anyway, it's Saturday morning. I'm looking forward to my day. Again, I'm working on only a few hours of sleep. I'm working tonight. My schedule is fairly clear. I'd like to go get a workout in. I joined a gym this week, and I've worked out a couple days, and I'd love to work out again, because I think if we strengthen our body, our mind's going to be a lot stronger, and we're going to be more ready to handle the challenges that life throws at us. And the sun is shining, and the weather is cool, and the coffee is hot, and my bed is soft, and there's so much to be grateful for, and I'm grateful for this day. And I'm grateful for you for hopping on with me this morning. And I appreciate you. And I want to thank you for hopping on this morning. And I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. And I hope you had a great night's sleep. And yeah, I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you follow me on whatever social media page you're watching me on this morning. And again, yeah, I hope you're loving yourself, and I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.